Hello, welcome to this channel. We're going to be discussing how to lose fat faster in 2026. So, congratulations to you because I ultimately want to tell you that you've chosen to click on an unedited video guide instead of all the information about weight loss. So, really, truly, respect to you, man. So, if you need to be able to learn this way more quickly, what I recommend is if you really want to fully understand this, immerse yourself into this, I would put it in full screen and listen very, very close attention. So what I'm going to tell you this is that my promise to you is that I'll literally just walk you through everything that worked for me because there's a lot of suboptimal ways to lose fat. But here are four things that genuinely made me feel a difference the next day. So why you should listen to me? Well, I've lost over 100 pounds of fat since 2023, and now I finally got a protocol that actually worked for me. I've lost about 55 pounds of fat in less than 6 months, and now I'm actually building muscle. And right here, this photo right here is literally the earliest of who I am. Like that is my physique currently. So I literally became this fat guy and became that one guy. Totally different people. My name is Roy, and my current mission is really just helping out Hispanic men to lose fat because I was pretty much in that same scenario where I was obese and I honestly was Hispanic and I hated the fact that I cannot speak Spanish and I just was fat too. I can't have two things, right? I can't take two L's. So I'm basically just learning out loud as long as I go along with my journey and use this and really just use what's actually pretty helpful and letting go of the rest. So to subscribe to this channel if you want these guides on your homepage instead of all the information about suboptimal ways to lose fat. You don't need a deep bloating fucking juice to make you lose fat the next day. Quick plug, you right now, click on the link in the description below if you actually want to lose weight faster. I've actually built a whole 2 hour plus course on nutrition, identity, workouts, foods to get, everything you need to know to just cut through that bullshit of time wasting of learning how to actually lose weight effectively. No pressure though, it's just something that I just want to let you know. So, we're going to be discussing four things that help me lose weight faster. And that's going to be identity, and that's going to be controlling insulin, and that's going to be sleeping, and then that's going to be having bad days. So the first things first is that we're going to go into identity. So get a notebook paper and get ready to actually learn because I'm telling you this right now. This is where it completely changed my life. So I'm going to give you down these brief break moments right now. So you right now on the screen, you're fat, right? Don't click on the video. Don't click off the video yet. But listen, you see yourself as a fat person, right? That fat person instead of a fit person. Back then when I was fat, I used to constantly kept looking at myself and say I'm fat in the mirror and always felt insecure about my weight. I always kept pulling my shirt. I always kept sucking my stomach. I was doing actions of what a fat person does, right? So what really helped me to completely change myself into a fit person were going to be affirmations. Affirmations like being saying I'm going to be an athlete. I'm going to have a six pack. I'm going to be X weight. Visualizations. This is going to be like the voodoo type of shit that I'm telling you right now, but this really, really, really did help me to be lose that fat effectively because visualizations really helped me because your body and your nervous system, I believe, doesn't know what's true or not. So being able to just replicate that ideal body type that you want, your body and mind is going to more subconsciously figure out how to get to that same physique or that same feeling. So this could be like I imagine myself having abs. I imagine every shirt that I had was gonna have tight sleeves. I was always gonna have women look at me when I was like having the V-taper look. Another thing is gonna be the wallpapers. These are gonna be things like your MacBook, the phone that you're listening to. This can be literally stuff that are gonna keep you daily reminders. These things need to be constantly in your face because this is going to have a sense of accountability. Therefore, you're going to be more likely subconsciously not to be able to eat the bad food. You just look at yourself and you go on TikTok, you go look at those guys who are ripped, and you see the jack people are like, oh, we go gym, we gym, and all that. Or and then you go into like the Kevin Lothar, what is my purpose like? Those right there are gonna be accountability things. Like, things are like reminders, wallpapers. You go on Pinterest and you look up stuff where it says focus, gym, we live gym or stuff like that. These are gonna be a little bit reminders to help you to still be able to lose the fat. Another thing is going to be manual thoughts. when you look at yourself in the mirror, you really need to stop shooting yourself in the foot and telling yourself that you're fat, you're ugly, you're destined to be fucking fat, you're terrible, you're just a terrible chud or whatever. Look, I was fat too. I understand that feeling aspect, but you are the only, you're like, quote unquote, your only source of support in your life. You are the one who's living that body, right? All the external things in your life, yes, they can support you, but they can also destroy you. But you need to keep yourself that you need to know to yourself that you are number one. You're number one in your life. So with the manual thoughts, start saying yourself in the mirror that I'm an athlete. I will have a six pack. I will not be fat anymore. Or I am jacked. I am going to be X weight. Does the same thing with affirmations, but you're manually looking at yourself in the mirror or manually putting these thoughts in your mind because you walk in the day and be like, oh wow. You walk in your mind and there are moments where you buy the cheeseburger, buy the things and stuff like that. Those right there are automatic thoughts, automatic actions theoretically, right? But if you but if you start saying that, oh, I'm gonna lose weight, you're gonna subconsciously look at those menu items and be like, oh, that's a lot of calories. I think I need to get something less. So I'm telling you, if you start updating your beliefs of yourself, you are more likely going to become a fit person. And also, this is another thing copying someone ultimately helped me too, because what I've noticed too is you look at these fitness influencers and they actually have everything that you need subconsciously, right? Or not subconsciously, they have everything that you want right there. Granted, you have everything that you want throughout their social media, through their content and stuff like that. So you could honestly just look at one person and become this archetype of a person that you want to be, like a gym rat or a gym influencer or a gym goer. It doesn't really matter. But if you are copying someone like me, how I'm copying to be Greg Plitt, he's a guy that I usually listen to a lot, and the way his mindset, his way his mentality, his body is something that I like to achieve, and they've already created that success. So they've already created that successful formula. So you can now copy that identity and completely beat that one person. Also, another thing is finding out your why. A lot of these people have actually, what I've noticed, a lot of fat people actually have a why they're fit. Mine was because I solely wanted to get women. That is literally my only option. That was okay. That wasn't my only option, but it was one of my core desires. A lot of people really go to the gym because they were either bullied because of their weight. They were either, harassed at a young age, or had no attraction among women. You have to understand that there is a burning desire of why they want to go there. So let me ask you this. What does a fit person do? Right now, get a notebook paper. So I'm going to write this stuff down too. So we'll walk through this together. So let me see. So you have these two people, right? You have a fat person, right? And then you have a fit person. Right? We're going to put fat and then fit. Right? And these two people do two separate things completely different, right? So let's just say, let's start some naming things that you do as a fat person. So if I was fat, what would I be doing? Well, I would be eating junk food, honestly. Junk food, right? I would no exercise. Maybe watch movies. Um, always getting seconds. Yeah, whatever. You can't read that, but you know what I'm talking about. This is the stuff, these are the identity things that do that. These are like all this stuff is all the identities to equal to this person right here. Because you right now are in the setting of transitioning. So what I mean by that is you essentially just put you're like this type of person. This is you currently because you're internally you're learning this information. You are subconsciously picking up all this information I'm telling you right now to become this fit person, as you can see right here. So now let's get into the concept of what does a fit person do. What I think is eating healthy. So healthy eating. So eating, healthy eating, right? What else? Drinks water, water. Just water. Exercises. What else? Does cardio. What's it called? You know, you see, this is what I'm telling you. And you right now, if you have a piece of paper or just in your mind, you start thinking these random thoughts of what a healthy person does. I have so many things when it comes to fit person. They drink water, they sleep on time, they prioritize whole foods, they feel confident in their skin, they know exactly what to do, they have workout plans. Just a lot of thoughts are going to be generated in your mind. That being said, this right here, all of this is going to be the same concept as this person, right? I think your mind and your nervous system doesn't really know what's true or not. So if you could tell yourself that this is who you are as a person, you are a fit person, you are going to be able to achieve this physique, you are going to be this guy. This is who you need to be. This is who you are, right? If you solely tell yourself that you're going to be this guy, you're going to be doing habits, habits, lifestyle, lifestyle things to achieve that one person, right? You've already done the results of what a fat person does. You've done the junk food. You've done the no cardio. You've done the less sleeping. You've done the late nights. You've done the alcohol. You've done all those stuff. That leads you to this person right here, right? But if you start seeing yourself as this one guy, you will start becoming this one guy because your brain doesn't know what's real or not. That's why I emphasize the affirmations and visualizations, the wallpapers, the constant reminders, because your brain will subconsciously pick up things like right now, if you're watching this video, you're in a transitioning of becoming that fit person. So you need to learn to just really make sure that your conscious mind doesn't really override the things you want, right? And there's certain things like fear that's making you feel like you don't want to do this, or just some type of like thing that you don't want to do, which is like the cardio or the drinking the water or drinking or what else? Or eating the vegetables. Those are really the truly foundations of you becoming that new person, right? Because your mind is sensing change. And obviously, our minds don't like to change, right? So if you start doing the things like the broccoli or the weightlifting, or the sleeping on time, that's a weird fucking stuff. Immune or whatever. You know what I mean? So these the things those understand that those aren't fear. I mean, you have a sensation, but like those emotions that you're creating are defense mechanisms to keep you in that state. But you don't want to be in that state. Who likes to be fucking fat? I don't want to be fat. So you need to just like barge into those moments and just accept the reality that this is what truly needs to happen for you to become that one person. So I'm telling you this, if you want to really just lose the weight, you have to see yourself as a fat person. That is really it. I mean, I can tell you all this information, all the other bullshit you see out there on the internet. It's just all BS. It's just more information they give you that just gives you overload and makes you have analysis paralysis. But if you become the fit person and write down the things that are making you what a fit person does, you're more likely leading to those habits and more likely going to be able to achieve that goal, that X weight, right? That X weight. So we're going to be talking about insulin control. So next is going to be the two types of hormones that you have. We technically have three, but really two are the ones that you need to learn. It's just going to be insulin and leptin. Insulin is just a hormone that's designed for just fat storage. That's literally all it does. And it gives you really bad effects when you know you have insulin thing. So when insulin is high, fat storage is going to be obtained, right? And then there's leptin right here, which actually signals that you're full and don't need to eat anymore, right? So what I mean about high carb effect versus high fat effect, this is what happens. When you eat high carbs, insulin goes high. Fat gain is storage. Leptin, when having high fat, is going to be signaled more stronger, make you not eat more. Now, this right here when it comes to higher activities, you right now probably live a little sedentary lifestyle. You always hear the people out there on the internet telling you to eat, maximize your carbs, maximize carbs, but you're not in that season of what they are, right? You're in the season of losing weight. So you need to be being more, since you are less active, you need to be eating no carbs, right? And you need to be increasing high fat because this is where you need to be able to actually get your concept of these hormones because right now you have insulin resistance. This is where this shit is like completely fucking flabbergasted. Like it's just like extremely like you don't feel it, right? You don't have it, right? It's blunt, right? It's blunt, but it's still increasing. That's the thing. So that ultimately happens because of the high carbs. So what I mean by highly activity, this is when you do like 4x gym, 3x cardio, you know, yeah. This is where you need to be incorporating because that is energy that you're going to be using for those type of activities. So let's get into more high insulin aspects and learning how to actually control those concepts. So back then I was saying insulin, there's two hormones. There's insulin and leptin, right? Leptin and insulin, okay? So let's just be the difference, okay? So insulin will increase fat storage is stored, okay? Leptin is increased fullness is signal, right? It is signal, right? So let's just be simple right here. Let's say you eat a let's say you eat a cake, right? You ate a fucking cake, right? Let's just put that right here for you fatties out here. Anyways, so you take a bite of this cake, insulin is up. Insulin is up. Fat state is increased, right? That being said, leptin is actually decreasing. So fullness won't be secured at all, right? So then you're like, okay, let's eat some foods that increase leptin. Uh, so let's just say you want to eat an avocado, right? Avocado, right? That means leptin is high, fullness signal is going to be increasing, and then insulin is going to be decreasing. Decreasing, right? But the thing is that to make this sense is, oh, let's maximize eating fat. That's this is the proper way you need to be doing it, right? This is how you need to be doing. So you need to be eating more fats to increase leptin to get your hormones to work properly and then increasing insulin. But the thing is that if you continue to still eat a bunch of insulin and like let's say you ate like a cake and cookies and stuff like that, right? Or like fucking burgers, right? Oh, there's some burgers, right? There's fat in it, right? Like let's do this right. Like so there's a burger, right? A burger. Let's just oh my god. Okay, let's just say that's a burger, right? There's some protein and there's some fats. Obviously, it's going to increase insulin because there's bread, there's carbs. Depending on how much carbs there is, insulin is always going to go up, right? If it's one thing is that you can never have insulin and leptin go up because one will always overpower the other. Because when this happens, this is when you start getting the symptoms of bloatness. So you start getting bloated. So you're going to become way fatter, right? Bloatness, right? You start having fucking brain fog, right? You just start having weird brain fog throughout your life. Energy is like decreasing down, and this is where these are the effects of high insulin, right? When I was talking about one of them can't overpower the other, it's always that inform. That's usually when the symptoms start happening because your body can't differentiate if you're full or not because that's what essentially carbs do. They essentially spike the insulin level, and then when you start eating it with fat, it's gonna go up and it starts balance. It tries to balance of what each other. But ultimately, insulin always gonna win, and you're gonna get these results right here. Oh yeah, and there's also a thing you also feel sleepy sometimes. I don't know why, but this is the symptoms of high insulin, right? You always eat a meal and then you feel these certain things. That means insulin's really high, and you need to start maximizing leptin. So what I'm telling you by this is you need to start eating foods with fat, right? And this is where I'm telling you, you need to track your calories. But if you don't want to track your calories, I have really good news. Because if you don't want to try tracking calories, go on this diet right now. Try it one more time and you'll see how it is, feel how it is. Because I'm telling you, all I ate when I was on this, I only ate was animal protein that is literally just like chicken, ground beef, pork, spinach, or not spinach. You know what I mean. Anyways, you could also eat nuts as well. This is going to be like actual solely nuts, not like peanuts, not like what legumes or whatever. It has to be strictly nuts, right? It can't be cashews either. It's like walnuts, Brazil nuts. It has to be nuts. Everything with butter, you have to cook everything with butter. No Cheetos, no nothing, just butter. Full fat Greek yogurt, avocado, eggs, berries, and spinach. These are really the things that really helped me because when this is happening, leptin is going to be higher, which means hormones are going to be functioning properly. And when you actually have high leptin, I had amazing benefits when it came to it. That would be having amazing energy, no soreness after workouts, having better mental clarity and better focus, and always never hungry. I really tell you this because I was on military diets. I was on fucking vegan vegetables, whatever, anything, and I've always had the battle of always feeling hungry. I remember one time I was on this one diet and I was ultimately gonna be able to make it the 1 week, right? It was like I lose 10 pounds in 1 week, right? Diet. And I was eating with my family and I was eating fucking broccoli, cheese sticks, and crackers while my family was eating like tinga. If you Hispanic, you would know what that is. And it pissed me off because I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. I rather keep the tinga because I realized that it has more protein and more, yes, there's some carbs, but it's corn carbs, right? You're more likely going to be more stationary and more actually healthy if you just eat the chicken right there. And there was a little bit to it here, right? So we'll get into more into that detail, but it just pissed me off that I was literally just eating broccoli cheese sticks and I just gave up, right? Never did that again. So I really emphasize this, guys, because this is what really helped me. Because when I was starting to lose the weight in the first month, this was solely my fucking diet. Like I only ate this, right? And I literally lost 20 pounds on my first month. So just give this one try, and I guarantee you, you will lose fat the next day or even the whole week. I guarantee you. Next is going to be sleep. There, I'm going to tell you some things that really helped me, which is going to be mouth tape, Kindle reading, blackout curtains, cooling rooms, and then sleeping about 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Not 7, 8 to 9 hours. So what I mean by mouth tape is really because there's a lot of bad benefits when it comes to breathing through your mouth. Look this up information. It literally just destroys REM sleep, quality of sleep, and just like it's really bad for you, right? Kindle reading really helped me because if you don't like reading, this is where you could just use it for. If you don't really like reading, this is where you're ultimately going to be like you either need to have either you either sleep with no you either sleep 1 hour before, you either have no phone hour before your bed, or you get a Kindle and read, or just get a regular book and just read because you learn something too. When you're reading, your body is gonna slowly like relax, and then you're gonna slowly close your eyes. And this is what helped me. I'm always having my Kindle. I'm always reading, and then slowly I'm about to fall asleep. Right as I do that, I click off the power button and just toss it, and then I fucking knock out, and I have the best quality of sleep ever because I'm telling you right here, this is also another crucial factor. But like losing weight is really simple. It's all about maximizing sleeping. It's not about the workouts. It's not about the diet. It's not even about the supplements that you take. It's literally just solely break how many times have you slept because this is really going to be helping you how to absolutely ultimately lose the weight. So another thing is going to be blackout curtains because you can see them right there behind me. This is a really good way because it keeps the number one the cooler room, which we'll discuss later, and be able to like not get sun. You have a higher chance of sleeping quality more because it's all black, your body is going to be like, okay, it's nighttime, it's dark, I need to sleep more. And cooler room is really good because it signals your brain to be able to actually go back to sleep quicker. Of course, sleep to 8, 9 hours. Try to accumulate 10 hours if you want. I remember when I was sleeping about like 9 hours, I lost like 2 pounds in one day, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I ate my protein, I ate my carbs, I ate my proteins and fats. That's literally what I did, and I was like, "Whoa." So I'm telling you right now because losing sleeping will make you lose fat quicker. It actually helps you build muscle and also increases testosterone. And if you increase testosterone, this actually makes you lose fat because if you're building muscle makes you lose fat. Just letting you know that too. Another thing too as well, I like to do is eat some protein 1 hour before bed, or 1 to 2 hours. It really depends. It doesn't really matter, but it has to be an hour before you go to bed because you cannot be. You, I recommend do not eating something like 30 minutes or anything like that. This is optional. You don't really have to do it. I don't really recommend if you don't want to eat anymore. This is just optional if you want. But if you, because I will say with this one, I recommend anything that's light. So that can be like string cheese. That could be like protein powder. That could be like some animal protein, but it can't be super heavy. If you gain weight the next day, it's because it's something that's really heavy in your system and your body still has to digest it. So that being said, I'm going to get into the problems when it comes to less sleep because if you sleep less, you're actually going to gain more fat and have more problems like mental disabilities. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to have you're going to like have more cravings for junk food and you're just going to have really bad issues when it comes to it. So I'm telling you right now, get into a season where you start sleep maxing and everything in life will be so much better. So do not negotiate sleep. If you do not go with sleep, you're losing fat. Like I mean, you're gonna gain fat. You're gonna gain fat if you're not gonna sleep. So really, really emphasize this, guys. You need to start maximizing sleeping. Next is going to be having bad days. Look, this is where we're gonna get into social events, late night activity, alcohol, and I want to be like telling you right now that it's gonna be okay, right? Trust me, progress is never going to be linear. It's never going to go straight down. Never going to go straight down. It's always going to be like this. But you see how slowly but surely it's the line is going down, right? You see that, right? Like I had moments where I fucking plateaued. I gained 5 pounds the next day. I woke up and felt super tired. The thing is that just need to keep showing up. That could be like going to the gym, doing cardio, eating healthy, sleeping more. You have to just constantly keep looking at the goal weight. You need to keep looking at that thing because this is what the sole reason you be able to. This is the only sole reason why you're doing all this, right? This is your reason. This is your reason of why you want to become that because you see the ambition that you have is way more bigger than your fears and insecure. Well, it's way more bigger than your insecurities, right? You want to be able to post on social media and be like, "I'm fucking ripped," and curse out those people who completely made you feel bullied and fat. You want that woman's attraction rather than being neglected and be called ew in the face. That never happened to me. But that being said, you need to understand that the social events are happening because I had moments where like your family's having dinner, you are having a celebration, you are eating out with your friends. It is okay. Do not worry. It is fine. What helped me a lot was before I go to a restaurant or anything, I just look at what's the healthiest option there. What's the healthiest option to eat there? Or just tell the people out there and be like, hey, what's the healthiest option? Of course, if you go to like McDonald's or Bojangles, you just go on the internet and just look that up. Late night activities, that's fine. I used to go with my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend usually go out to clubs, not like that. Like me and my girlfriend, like there are like this. Me and my friends typically go on bars. I usually go sometimes clubs with my girlfriend. And again, there's alcohol that's involved with it. That being said, it's okay to have late night activities and sleep late because you need to enjoy life. This again is never going to be straight down unless you really want to dedicate your whole life to it. Like eliminate this, eliminate this, and eliminate that. You can do that if you want. If you really want to do this faster, but I really emphasize if you really want to be able to have more mental sanity. Because I had days where I was just strictly just like that and like that, and it was just like I started having like autistic conversations with people because I was just like I'm just like I can never relate to them, right? And it just makes you feel like, oh, I can't eat that because I know the calories for that. I know the calories. 60. Did you know that apple is 90 calories? Did you know that egg has 6 grams of protein? Like, no one gives two shits, bro. So just really, when you have these events, just be it's fine. Just try to look for the healthiest option. But I really do emphasize when it comes to alcohol, if you still dedicate, like if there's some drinking, like you're going out, girl, like you're going out to eat with a girl, or you're just having a party or stuff like that, try really, really do emphasize to minimizing the alcohol, because if you don't minimize the alcohol, this completely destroys. This is like the number one killer that makes you have that makes it that literally is the number one killer to make you fat. Like I'm being serious. So do try to minimize that, or if you are gonna have it like once like every 3 months, once a month. It doesn't matter, but do not try to lower that down or eliminate it completely. And again, you're going to be okay. Life happens. There's things where your dog dies or some shit like that, and like you're depressed. I totally understand that, but understand that your progression is always going to be like this. It's always going to be moments where it's not linear, okay? And I, the only issue is that you just have to keep showing up. That's literally it. Just keep doing the activities that your identity person that you chose to be, to continue doing that, and honestly, be proud that you're gonna be eventually. Like you have to keep telling yourself that you're gonna be this weight regardless, because I know you're gonna be in this weight. This helped me to be able to lose the weight. So if you do just do this and focus on the main goal, you need to keep yourself locked in and be able to get yourself into that mindset, right? So that's all really I have to discover. This is how I was able to lose fat faster in 2026. It's all going to be identity, insulin control, sleep, and bad days. You know, I really want to tell you this is really what really helped me, especially the identity part. If you could really take a key part, it would be the identity, because this is what really helped me a lot. So again, my promise was I literally walked you through everything. Oh, sorry guys. So yeah. So yeah, oh my goodness. So yeah, again, my promise is for you that I literally just walk you through everything that actually worked for me, because there's a lot of misinformation out there to lose fat, right? But I told you again, there's these are the four things that genuinely made me feel a difference. Okay, so if you do give this a try, please comment down below if it actually did work, because I know this is gonna fucking work. And again, quick plug: if you want to lose weight faster, please click on the link in the description down below. If you want to learn more about this information, click in this video right here. And again, put down that fork and go lift some weights, brother. And I'll see you soon.